Hello everyone, welcome back to my IELTS stream. In today's video, we are going to talk about how you can score higher in the listening module. So the listening module is something which is an advantage for a lot of students. It is usually the module which most students find the easiest. Now I would not actually go ahead and say that it is the easiest one or everybody finds it to be easy, but what I mean to say that the listening module can act as a real advantage. Why? Because unlike the writing or the speaking modules where you are required to produce language, you are required to form sentences and include good vocabulary and at the same time be accurate. In the listening module, you are not required to do any such thing. You are supposed to listen, understand, and process language. So even if you are someone who does not know very good grammar, who does not know a good range of vocabulary, but you can understand the English language and you can concentrate when the audio is playing. So even if you are not able to do all the things required in the writing module, including generating relevant ideas, you might still be able to score good in the listening module and hence improve your overall IELTS average. So this is one advantage of the listening module, that if you are not good at other modules, you still might get the required overall band score because of listening. Now, if you are somebody who is blessed and who is performing well in the other modules also, I have seen in my experience a lot of students who score 6.5 or 7 in writing and speaking, and they score 8.5 or 9 in their listening module. So because of this, even they are able to shoot up their overall IELTS band score. So these are the advantages of the listening module, and it is a module where the teacher cannot really help you much, but at the same time I will try my best to guide you in the best way possible, which would help you improve your score. I will direct your attention towards a few things which you might be missing out, and I will teach you a few methods which will help you score better. So let's start off. So these are the tips for improvement that we are going to discuss in today's video. Number one is understand the differences between sections. You need to know what is a specialty of each section, and we will go into detail with each of these points as we move ahead. First, right now we are just going to read out the list to you so that you know what we are going to cover in this video. Always read the instructions carefully and follow the word limit. Number 3, pay attention to singular and plural words in the audio. Build the skill to pay attention to two places at the same time. So our first point is that you should understand the differences between the different sections of the listening test. So here with me I have the Cambridge test, Cambridge 14 academic book listening section, and I'm going to tell you what are the differences between all the 4 sections real quick. Now if you have started practicing, you already know this, but just to give you more clarity, I'm going to tell you a few bits. Now the first section is always a conversation between two people, and it is about filling up a form. So it might be about reserving a table, it might be about some inquiry, or it might be about some survey. So what you need to pay attention in this particular section is names, addresses, numbers, spellings. So this is what this particular section is for, in order to test your ability to work around these words and this kind of language. Now moving on to section 2, it gets a bit trickier. Even though section 1 and 2 are mostly about things relating to regular life, they are non-academic in nature. Section 2 becomes trickier because it mostly has MCQs, multiple choice questions. It will have only one speaker, unlike the section 1 which had 2 speakers. Section 2 will have 1 speaker, and you would be facing MCQs, match the followings, maps, I'm talking about flowcharts. Flowcharts are usually there in the third section, not the second one, but the second one is mostly with short MCQs and match the following. Section 3 is with MCQs again. It will be between 2 or more people, and it will be in an educational or an academic setting where students, most of the time students are discussing about some project. Now they're either planning a project or they have already finished a project. They might be discussing about how their feedback was, or they might be discussing about any finishing touches they need to give, or they might be discussing it with their teacher and asking for advice. So this is, according to me, the trickiest part of the listening test, because there will be 2 or 3 people talking and there will be questions specific to people, like in this test there are 2 people, Carla and Rob. So sometimes the question will ask you, what do Carla and Rob agree at? Sometimes the question will ask you, what does Rob say? Sometimes it will ask you, what does Carla say? Sometimes they might ask you, what does their professor say? Or else they might ask you, what is it that they are all agreeing on? So this is why it gets trickier. And the MCQs, I can say that they are about 7 or 8 words long, every single option, and this is why it becomes difficult. And you might even get flowcharts about the project when it comes to the section 3. Talking about the last section, which is perceived as the most difficult section of the listening module, it is usually just fill in the blanks, but in the recent exams we have seen that it might also include MCQs. So according to Cambridge books, the last section is supposed to be just fill in the blanks, and it is a lecture by a single person, so you just have to hear one person talk, and you have to fill in the details which will not be related to regular life, but they will be academic in nature. So that's that's all the 4 different sections of the listening test, and you must keep this in mind before you start practicing. The second point is to read the instructions carefully and follow the word limit. Now let me tell you why this is important. Now in the section 1 you are required to write down answers, and it's like you're required to write down words and numbers. So section 1 usually has the instructions: complete the form below, write one word and or a number for each answer. So what does this particular sentence mean? Write one word and or a number. It means that you should either write one word as the answer, or you should write one number as the answer, or you could write one word with a number in your answer. So if you don't understand that, you might as well write the wrong answer. Apart from that, when it comes to MCQs, let's say in the section 2 we have questions 11 and 12. Choose 2 letters A to E. Which 2 pieces of advice for the first week of an apprenticeship does the manager give? So question 11 and 12 are combined in this case, and you are supposed to choose letters starting from A to E. What some students do when it comes to MCQs is that they do not really write letters A to E in their answer sheet. They write the actual terms or the statements that there are given in A to E. For example, A is get to know colleagues. Now the student might make this mistake. Instead of writing A in the answer sheet, they might write get to know colleagues, which will be given as the wrong answer. That is a deadly mistake. So that's why if you read the instructions first, you might not fall into that particular pattern of misunderstanding and writing totally something else. Even though if the answer is correct, but you have not written the letter A, they will give you a wrong answer. After this, here comes the section 3. Choose 5 answers from the box and write the correct letter A to G next to questions 26 to 30. So for 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, again you should write letters from A to G, and you are supposed to choose them from a box. So this is what you should do in the answer sheet. You should only write the letters A to G, not actually write the statements in front of them. section 4, 90% of the cases is one word only, but recently we have seen that it could change. So in all the Cambridge books, at least till Cambridge 15, we have seen one word only. So if you write two words, if you are not paying attention to this particular piece of information, and if you're listening to the audio and you might feel that there were two words which are supposed to be the answer here, and you write two words, even if one of them is correct, you will get the wrong answer. You will not get marks for that particular answer. So that is why you should be careful and follow the instructions, and also keep track of the word on the or the number limit on particular questions. The third point is about the audio. You should pay attention if the audio is giving you a singular word or a plural word, because even mistakes with singular and plural words will make you lose marks. What many candidates do is that they are so engrossed with the question that they are not actually paying attention to the tense, to the singular or the plural form of the verb. Even tenses matter, but right now we're only talking about the singular and plural form of words. So if the audio is telling you a singular noun and you write down a plural noun, even the mistake of s or es will cost you 1 mark. And if the audio is speaking about something in plural and you write down the singular, it will cost you marks. We have seen a lot of students with a lot of potential actually fall down by 0.5 bands because they made the mistake of singular or plural. So pay attention to every single word and do not make this mistake. When you're preparing for the IELTS listening test, this is a pretty obvious thing that you need to do. You need to pay attention to two places at the same time. Now, because the audio is playing, and at the same time you should look into your question paper, and you should read the question paper and at the same time listen and process the audio, it gets difficult for people. So if you have problem concentrating on both the things at the same point of time, you might miss out on answers, and if you miss out on one answer, you might panic, get nervous, and miss out other answers as well. So what you can do is you can train your mind to slow down, you can do some deep breathing, or you can do some meditation, and you can help build your concentration power on two things at the same time. And once you are focused, you will start scoring good. I hope that even though this is a slightly different advice to meditate and do deep breathing, but still this is something that many of our candidates have done, but it helps in your listening test a lot. At the end of the video, I just want to say that please subscribe to our channel and support us in our growth. And if you need any guidance in your IELTS preparation, we will be more than happy to help you.